Would you like to receive a gift from the fairy folk? It sounds lovely, doesn't it? I imagine it might make you feel special, a sense that the fairies see something in you that mere mortals don't appreciate. Well, at the risk of bursting your bubble, as with many things related to fairies, when it comes to receiving a gift from them, it's complicated. There was a man living in Cashleen. His name was John Mullen. John was working at the local school at this time, digging sand. He used to walk to the school every morning at about 7 o'clock. One morning, when he was going over to the school, he saw a woman coming towards him. At a glance, he could tell that he didn't know her, but noticed that she was a well-dressed woman. As he walked, John was carrying a shovel and a pick on his shoulder. When the woman came near him, and just as he was about to speak to her, both the shovel and the pick fell off his shoulder. He turned round briefly to pick them up, and once upright again, noticed at once that the woman was gone. He looked around everywhere and was startled to find that he couldn't see her anywhere. He knew then she must have been a fairy woman. He stood a moment to understand the situation that he found himself, and it was then that he noticed on the road where she had been walking lay 1 shilling and 6pence. He picked them up and put them in his pocket. The next morning, when he was walking the same road to work, he saw 1 shilling and 6pence laying in the same place. He picked it up, put it in his pocket, and kept walking. And so it went for 4 days. He was getting 1 shilling and 6pence to line his pocket 4 mornings in a row. So delighted he was with his newfound money that on the 4th day, John went home and told his wife about the fairy woman and the money that he kept finding. The following morning and every morning after, there were no coins left on the road. One of the clearest lessons that we've learned about receiving a gift from fairies is not to tell anyone. Unless the fairy specifically tells you to, don't mention it to anyone, or you risk losing more than just the gift. There was a young boy, and both his mother and father had died, so he came to live with his grandmother in this district. When Christmas came, they had nothing more than a loaf of bread for their Christmas dinner. They had no money to buy anything else. But that morning, a fairy stood at the door of the old woman's cottage, playing a flute. He said that he was very hungry to the woman, so she gave him the loaf, and he ate every bit of it. He then said to the woman, "You are good to me, and I'll be good to you. Send the boy out at midnight to the back of the house where the ash tree stands." When midnight came, the grandmother nervously sent the boy out to the ash tree. He found the fairy standing at the tree, but he wasn't alone. There were many more fairy with him. The fairy said few words, but handed the boy several pieces of gold and sent him back to his grandmother's cottage. The pair went into town and bought food and all the things they needed, and went on to live comfortable lives for as long as they lived. I hope you enjoyed this pocket video, and if you like longer videos, no worries, just drop back in, I'll be here. Until then, stay curious and be kind. Cheerio!